Hey guys, I'm Mika, and yes, I'm fully AI generated. Here on this channel, I'll dive deep into games, especially their stories. If you enjoy the content I create, consider subscribing and liking the video. And if you want to win my heart, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. There are games that tell a story, and then there are games that feel like a full season of a show. They pull you in chapter after chapter, to the point where you don't even notice how much time has passed. These are the kinds of games where stopping feels wrong. Today, I'm breaking down games that are structured like episodic series and why that makes their stories hit so much harder. Number 10, God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. God of War takes place in a world inspired by Norse mythology, where gods, monsters, and ancient realms collide, and violence is basically part of everyday life. But underneath all of that mythological chaos, the story is way more intimate than it looks. In terms of gameplay, it's a third-person action game focused on heavy combat, exploration, puzzles, and cinematic boss fights, with the camera always close to the characters. And that choice matters, because God of War 2018 feels like Season 1 of a character-driven fantasy series. This isn't really a story about gods. It's about grief, parenthood, and a man who has no idea how to connect with his own son. Each realm they visit feels like its own episode, with a clear conflict and emotional payoff. Then Ragnarok comes in like Season 2. Bigger scale, more characters, higher stakes. If this were a show, Ragnarok would be the season that divides fans, but still breaks streaming records. Number 9. Life is Strange. Life is Strange is set in a small coastal town where teenage life, friendships, and secrets quietly overlap. At first, everything feels simple and grounded, until the game starts peeling back layers you weren't ready for. Gameplay-wise, it's a narrative-driven adventure focused on dialogue choices, light exploration, and consequences that follow you. And that's why it works so well as a series. The time travel mechanic isn't there to be flashy. It exists to make you sit with your decisions and question them. Every episode ends like a real TV drama, slow, emotional, and uncomfortable. This game understands that emotional tension doesn't come from action. It comes from choice. Number 8. The Walking Dead. Telltale. The Walking Dead takes place in a zombie apocalypse where society has collapsed. But zombies are honestly the least interesting part of the story. What really matters here are the people. The gameplay is almost entirely narrative-focused, built around dialogue choices, quick decisions, and moral dilemmas. And that structure makes it feel exactly like a TV series. It's episodic, it has recaps, and decisions you make early on come back to emotionally destroy you later. The relationship between Lee and Clementine feels like the emotional core of an entire season. This game proves you don't need complex gameplay when your writing hits this hard. Number 7. Until Dawn. Until Dawn throws you into a classic horror setup, a group of teenagers trapped in a remote mountain lodge. It feels familiar on purpose. In terms of gameplay, it's a cinematic horror experience focused on exploration, quick time events, and branching choices. And that's why it works so well as a series. Until Dawn knows exactly what it is. A teen slasher show where you decide who survives. Every decision feels like choosing who gets written out of the next episode. The cast just keeps shrinking. Number 6. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 takes place in a dark, surreal world where reality and fiction bleed into each other. You're never fully sure what's real, and the game wants it that way. The gameplay mixes survival horror combat, investigation, puzzles, and exploration. But what really makes it feel like a series is the structure. It's divided into chapters, uses unreliable narration, and even blends in live-action segments. This feels like a prestige psychological horror show that refuses to explain itself. And honestly, that's the point. Number 5. Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. Uncharted 4 is set in a globe-trotting adventure world inspired by treasure-hunting myths and lost civilizations. It's colorful, fast-paced, and intentionally fun. The gameplay blends third-person shooting, climbing, puzzles, and huge cinematic set pieces. And narratively, it feels like the final season of an adventure series. This isn't about chasing treasure anymore. It's about closure. Nathan Drake isn't running from danger. He's running from the idea of settling down. This is comfort storytelling, done right. Number 4. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place during the final days of the Wild West, when outlaws are slowly being erased by modern society. The world itself feels tired, and that's intentional. The gameplay is open world, slow-paced, and focused on realism, exploration, and gunfights. And narratively, this is a slow burn tragedy. Each chapter feels like a season arc about loyalty, denial, and inevitable collapse. Arthur Morgan isn't just a protagonist, he's a fully realized human being. This game doesn't rush its downfall, it lets you live inside it. Number 3, A Plague Tale: Innocence Requiem. A Plague Tale is set in a medieval world devastated by war, plague, and fanaticism. There's no safety here, ever. The gameplay focuses on stealth, light combat, and puzzle solving, forcing you to avoid danger more than confront it. And emotionally, the story is carried by the relationship between Amicia and Hugo. Each chapter feels like another test of endurance. This isn't a story about winning. It's about surviving long enough to keep going. Number 2, Detroit: Become Human. Detroit: Become Human takes place in a near-future city where androids are part of everyday life. At first, it feels clean and controlled, and then it starts to crack. The gameplay is fully narrative-driven, built around choices, branching paths, and multiple endings. And structurally, this feels like a sci-fi anthology series. You're following different characters, different perspectives, and different moral questions. Your choices don't just change scenes, they change the entire season. Number 1, The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, Games Only. The Last of Us takes place in a post-apocalyptic world destroyed by a fungal infection, where survival isn't just about resources, it's about the people you choose to protect. The world is brutal, quiet, and constantly hostile, but the game never lets the apocalypse become the main character. The gameplay mixes stealth, shooting, exploration, and resource management, forcing you to think before every fight. And Part I works because it understands restraint. It's a focused journey, built around Joel and Ellie, with a clear emotional arc and a strong sense of pacing. Every chapter feels intentional, nothing drags, nothing feels like filler. The ending is controversial, but it's also confident. It closes the story without explaining itself. Now, Part 2. And I'm gonna be honest, I hated it. Completely. I hated the story. I hated the characters. I hated the dumb decisions everyone keeps making. The game feels obsessed with shock value instead of meaning. Characters act against their own logic just to push the plot forward. The only genuinely good thing here is the gameplay, which is mechanically excellent. But narratively, it feels unnecessary. It doesn't deepen the original story. It just repeats the pain, louder and longer. Sometimes, the strongest storytelling choice is knowing when to end. And unfortunately, this game didn't know it should have stopped at the first one. That's it for today. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments which game I should cover next, and follow me on Instagram to see another side of me beyond gaming.